Nearly every little kid who touches a basketball dreams of making it into the NBA someday. The skill, the status and stature, the money. Well, at some point these dreams need to be adjusted. One, because only 450 players a year make it to the NBA, but two, usually that money you think you have, you end up not having it. 60% of NBA players go broke within 5 years according to the most recent data. And don't just ask the guys at the end of the bench, ask these former stars. Hola friends, welcome to Takes in Fuego. Today we look at the allegedly rich NBA athletes that might not be so rich after all has been said and done. The average NBA career lasts 4.5 years, and let's take 2010 as an example before the cap ballooned in the NBA. In 2010, the average NBA player made $3.4 million. Let's say you play in California, where there are 4 teams in the NBA, you are taxed 52% of your contract, and your agents get 4% of your contract. When we crunch the numbers, the average NBA player at the time will make $6.7 million post taxes and fees. That's plenty of money, right? Yeah, it is. That is if you spend like you or I would, but the league is full of players that do not spend like you or me. As soon as these teenagers enter the league, they come from college and they've never gotten any money for playing ball in their lives. Allegedly. In a matter of months, they turn into millionaires. You're probably taking care of your family, you have people in your entourage that you maybe don't really care about, you're trying to keep up with the spending habits of star players in the NBA in some cases. So some of the richest people in America will continue to go bankrupt. Here are some of the best examples of that. I got my family to feed. The famous words Latrell Sprewell said after turning down a 3-year, $21 million extension. These are the words that made many NBA fans whose average income was $53,000 hate Latrell Sprewell, who turned down a contract that would pay him 132 times that amount of money every year. Sprewell would retire with $97 million in the bank, but he was still right. He had a family to feed. But he didn't need to look at the money coming into his account, he needed to focus on the money coming out. 3 years later, federal marshals repossessed his yacht and Sprewell defaulted on his $1.5 million mortgage. Larry Johnson was a 2-time All-Star and made over $83 million in his career. 14 years after retiring though, he would declare bankruptcy because he owed so much in child support. One woman was owed over $900,000 in child support. The average cost of raising a child in America is $233,000. But this baby mama and his child were about to sell this a different way when Johnson offered his $800,000 house. The baby mama would accept because, and I quote, "some of the other baby mamas were getting more and she didn't think this was fair." Randy Brown I bring up because he falls into an oddly familiar trap that is always a red flag for retired NBA players. After making $15 million in the NBA alongside Michael Jordan, Randy Brown decided to go into business. But not just any business, the restaurant business. To NBA players, this is an idea that sounds great because they love food. But in reality is not as great as they think, as they just don't have the experience of managing employees, menus, or keeping up with trends in the market and what they need to compete with. After failed restaurant and real estate investments, Brown filed bankruptcy. He put his 3 championship rings that he won with Jordan up for auction. Dennis Rodman would take trips in the middle of the NBA season to keep partying. Now he takes trips to his house when he stops partying, whenever that is. His $25 million he made in his career just couldn't keep up with his lifestyle. He owes one mother of his child $800,000 and another $50,000. His lawyers describe him as broke and extremely sick. In 2014, he checked into rehab after his trip to North Korea. Michael Jordan gambles $300,000 a putt sometimes. For him, it isn't a problem. When you gamble like him and you don't have Michael Jordan money though, it is a problem. This was the case for Antoine Walker. He became extraordinarily wealthy. He won the NCAA championship on Kentucky in 1996 and bounced around the NBA, making 3 All-Star teams and winning the NBA championship in 2006 with the Miami Heat. Antoine Walker made over $108 million in his NBA career, but in 2008 was arrested for bad checks related to paying his gambling debts. He owed 6 figures worth of debt of multiple casinos and in 2010 declared bankruptcy. All that hard work he put into the sport, and to pay his lawyers, he had to sell that Kentucky championship ring. Allen Iverson is one of the NBA's biggest icons, and made himself that way by his tough, never back down, go big or go home bravado. Well, this was great on the basketball court, where he would win MVPs, make all-star teams, and average over 30 points per game 5 seasons of his career, but it was not great outside of it. After not being able to pay a jeweler $860,000 worth of debt, a judge took control of Iverson's bank account. It was estimated his yearly spending was about $4 million a year, and he made maybe a fifth of that. It's been revealed that Iverson makes some portion on a lifetime contract from Reebok and will receive a payout of a trust fund from them when he reaches 55. Hopefully he doesn't need it, but it will be there. Could you live off of $6.7 million for the rest of your life? For sure. Could you live off the fortune some of these stars have made for the rest of your life? Absolutely. Do you spend like an NBA athlete? I doubt it. Between the mansions, the child support, the gambling, the bad investments, the yachts and the jewelry, sometimes more money is just more problems. For more videos, including Charles Barkley's $30 million problem, check out the video on the screen, and be sure to subscribe for more NBA videos.